What's happening, Hot Wheelers? So as promised, it's time for a crack party. Well, not a crack party, but a cracking open cars party. So I've got some 2011 vintage racing pieces, some 2012 racing pieces, mostly from the stock car set, and I think that's it. So we're going to get going on that right now. Now, just before we do, there's a couple of pieces I'm not going to crack just today. This Smokey Annex Chevelle tribute I'm going to hold off on because it was a little bit harder to find, a little more expensive. Not too bad, not as bad as some of the other pieces, but it's got this bend in the top, so I'm going to wait on that. Just save that one for later and maybe get a second one and compare the two. Also, the other one I'm going to hold back on is the Amc Javelin, because if you watched my other video, you know that Greenlight also did an Amc Javelin, the Mark Donahue version, and there's a second Greenlight that I've got coming, so we're going to do a separate video comparing all three of those. So we're going to save that one for its own special video. So, that being said, and without further ado, why don't we start with the 83 Chevy Silverado from the off-road series. This is the only piece I have in the off-road series. Was my favorite one. I only have one piece from the Muscle series. That was my favorite one. So we'll start with this one, then we'll get to the other stuff. So without further ado, here we go. '56 Merc, 2012 stock car series. This one's got a nice flat black finish on the top. Way better out of the package. '59 Chevy Impala. Wheels and Things, I think, did a really in-depth look at some of these cars. So look him up if you want to see an up-close and personal. That's Wheels and Things, not Wheels and Things, Wheels and Things. I'll try to put a link below. '66 Chevelle. A little bit weird on the taillights, kind of uneven there. Bad Boy 40 Ford Coupe. Way better out of the blister. Simple, slick, mean, and kind of cute at the same time. Can be mean and cute. Put that over there. 65 Ford Galaxy. This one's got a beautiful candy cherry finish. Dan Gurney. I believe he has a Cougar in the 2011 racing. Dan Gurney, it says there if you can't see it. That's really pretty. Like it. Like it. Here's the 57 Plymouth Fury. It just says Plymouth on the card, but this is a big, beefy, heavy casting. Love this one. And there he says it's Plymouth Fury. That one's pretty awesome. Okay, now for the vintage racing, the 2011. Here's Smokey Unix 67 Camaro. This is the exact same casting as the Summit Camaro, the Super Treasure Hunt. That one, same casting. Opening hood. Unlucky 13. Nice big fat Goodyear tires on the back. Just a thin stripe down the side. Black base. Painted tail lights. Oops, sorry. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Camaro's a lot smaller than some of these other cars, but it's a cool casting. Here is another Junior Johnson. This is also a Junior Johnson. You can see right there on the top there. This is also a Junior Johnson. This one I got and realized the blister was already cracked some, and it has this extra funky piece right here. I'm not sure why. This probably got not cut correctly in the factory, but all the more reason to crack it. This is a nice kind of off-white or tan or beige Galaxy, and I love these all blacked out Firestone tires like this Galaxy, but it has Goodyear, blacked out Goodyear tires. Love those details. Looks like tampoed headlights. And tampoed taillights. So that makes 65 Ford Galaxies from this vintage racing set. I'll show you them all side by side in a minute. And then there's a 64 Ford Galaxy, which actually I like the 64 body style better. This is the 64. I just like that body style better, but I ain't complaining. I like them all. Alright, last one, then we'll be done for now. Richard Petty 71 Plymouth GTX. I'm not opening the Superbird. I do have it. I showed it in a previous video, but it's the only one I have, and it doesn't really fit in my case, so I'm just going to keep it in the blister for now. Here is Richard Petty's Plymouth GTX. Like I said before, there are 4 Richard Petty cars in the 2011 Vintage Racing: the GTX, the Superbird, the Torino Talladega, and the Roadrunner. Roadrunner and the Talladega Torino are expensive, difficult to find, but this one is pretty cool. I'm liking it. Liking the Richard Petty cars. There's a million different variations and castings of the Richard Petty cars, because I think he drove just about every shape and make and model out there for his time. So you'll see the blue 43 decals on a lot of different castings and a lot of different cars. But the GTX is pretty mean. Not sure about the blue grill here. It's kind of weird, but did I show you the base? I think I did, but I'll show it to you anyway. Alright, so these are going in the display case. I will pause it and then show you them all together. So I'll be right back. Alright, so here's the display case in progress. Just one little display case, but yeah, it's starting to look pretty good with all the little vintage stock cars that we got going on in there. Here's the 465 Ford Galaxy side by side. These 3 are from the 2011 Vintage Racing series, and then these 2 we just opened, but that one is the one from the 2012 stock car racing series, but same casting all the way across. And then man, this one is awesome. But the Chevy Silverado does fit in here, but he doesn't quite fit in. It's a huge casting. It's so awesome. I keep picking this thing up and running it over stuff because it is such a big, beefy casting. Looks really awesome with the moving wheels. I love doing that. Anyway, that's becoming one of my favorites. But you notice there was an empty space right there. That's because I decided to go ahead and open up the Smokey Chevelle tribute and put it next to the Camaro. So let's do that, and then we're going to be done with this Crackathon. So I'll just show you this one real quick, just so we get them all cracked. I might do another video where we look at them differently. I don't know. You might be sick of these by now. But this is, of course, the same casting as this Chevelle back here. And I don't know why this one seems sometimes harder to find. It's pretty plain Jane, really, with the gold on top, black on bottom. Got the 13, unlucky 13 on it, and then it says Smokey's something in town on the front. I don't think I can get that in focus. Can you read that? Ooh, I don't know what that says. I'm going to have to look at it in a magnifying glass. Anyway, we'll put that up here next to our other Smokey Unique Camaro. Now they can live side by side. Looks pretty good. I'm liking it. So let me know what you think. Tell me what you think I'm missing. I hope to keep adding to it, and I'll update as I do. But stay tuned. The next video we are going to take a look at the Amc Javelin and compare 3 different versions of that car. So thanks for watching and sticking with me. We'll see you in the next video.